Welcome, my friend. I am Monk Hanzo. Stop what you're doing right now, because what I'm about to reveal could literally add 10 healthy years to your life. And I'm not talking about just any years. I mean sharp, clear, joyful years where your mind stays as bright as it is today. 3 days ago, I met an 89-year-old woman named Margaret. Her doctor had given up hope. Her family whispered about memory care facilities. But Margaret's eyes still sparkled with curiosity. She asked me one simple question that changed everything. Master Hanzo, is it really too late for my mind? I looked at her weathered hands, her gentle smile, and I said something that shocked her family. Margaret, your mind doesn't know your age. It only knows your habits. And if you're willing to give me just 15 minutes a day, I'll show you how to reclaim the sharpness you think you've lost forever. 6 weeks later, Margaret called me, crying tears of joy. She was remembering her grandchildren's names again. She was solving crossword puzzles that had frustrated her for months. She was telling stories from her childhood with vivid detail that amazed her own children. What happened to Margaret isn't magic, it's science. And today, I'm going to share the exact same 4 ancient mind exercises that transformed her life. But here's what I need from you. You cannot just listen. You must promise me that you'll try these exercises for exactly 7 days, because your brain is waiting for you to wake it up. You may think that at 70, 80, or even 89, it's too late to change. But let me share something that will shock you. Neuroscientists have discovered that your brain can actually grow new neurons at any age. They call it neuroplasticity, but I've known this truth for 40 years of studying the mind. Every year I meet elders who have strong bodies but minds trapped in fog, lost in forgetfulness, paralyzed by fear, drowning in confusion. But I have also met elders whose bodies may move slowly, yet their minds burn bright like eternal flames. They remember faces from decades past. They solve problems that stump people half their age. They tell stories that light up entire rooms and leave everyone spellbound. What separates these two groups? It's not genetics. It's not luck. It's not expensive supplements or complicated treatments. It's something so simple that most people dismiss it completely. Daily mind training. Small, deliberate exercises that keep the brain awake, flexible, and vibrantly alive. But before I share these sacred practices with you, I need you to understand something crucial. Your mind is like a garden. Neglect it, and weeds of confusion will choke out the flowers of clarity. But tend it daily with gentle care, and it will bloom more beautifully with each passing season. These exercises I'm about to teach you have been passed down through generations of monks, tested in the quiet halls of ancient monasteries, and now proven by modern brain science. They cost nothing but a few minutes of your time. They require no special equipment, no expensive memberships, no complicated instructions. Are you ready to reclaim your mental sharpness? To surprise your family with your improved memory? To feel that spark of curiosity and joy that you thought was gone forever? Then breathe deeply with me. Sit tall like the wise person you are, and let us begin this journey together. The first mind exercise that changed Margaret's life, and will change yours, is what I call silent counting. Now I can almost hear some of you laughing. Counting? Really, Master Hanzo? That's your big secret? But listen carefully. The most powerful tools are often the simplest ones. A master carpenter doesn't need 1,000 tools, just a few perfect ones, used with precision and love. Let me tell you about David, a 76-year-old former businessman who came to me in desperation. His mind raced with anxiety every morning. He couldn't focus on simple tasks. He felt like his thoughts were scattered leaves in a windstorm, impossible to gather. I taught David this silent counting exercise, and he looked at me like I was insulting his intelligence. I didn't come here to learn kindergarten math, he said, but I made him promise to try it for just 1 week. Here's exactly what I taught David, and what I'm teaching you now. Every morning, before you rise from your bed, sit on the edge with your feet touching the floor. Close your eyes gently, like you're closing the door to a sacred room. Now count slowly from 1 to 100 in your mind. But here's the secret that makes all the difference. You must count each number with one complete, deep breath. One number, one slow breath in, one slow breath out, then two, with another complete breath cycle. This isn't just counting. This is meditation disguised as simplicity. This exercise creates three miracles in your brain. First, it immediately calms your racing, anxious thoughts. Your mind learns to slow down instead of spinning out of control. Second, it trains your attention to stay on one clear path, building what scientists call sustained attention, the foundation of all mental sharpness. Third, it teaches you patience, and patience is the secret ingredient that makes every other mental skill stronger. When David tried this for the first time, he couldn't even reach 20 without his mind wandering to his worries, his to-do list, his regrets. "I failed," he told me, but I smiled and said, "David, there is no failure in this practice. There is only returning. Each time you notice your mind has wandered and you gently bring it back to counting, you're doing a perfect push-up for your brain." By day 3, David could reach 50. By day 7, he completed all 100 numbers with ease. But more importantly, he told me something beautiful. "Master Hanzo, for the first time in years, I feel like I'm in charge of my own thoughts instead of being their victim." If you get distracted during this exercise, and you will, don't judge yourself harshly. Don't call yourself names. Don't give up. Simply notice where your mind went, smile gently at its wandering nature, and return to your counting. This moment of returning is not weakness, it's strength. It's the exact moment your brain is growing stronger. Your mind is like a puppy learning to walk on a leash. It will pull in every direction at first, but with patient, loving guidance, it learns to walk calmly beside you. The counting is your leash, and your gentle return to counting is your loving guidance. Try this tomorrow morning. 100 breaths, 100 silent steps that will lead you into a day filled with more clarity, more calm, more control over your precious mental energy. Set a small notebook beside your bed tonight. Tomorrow, after you complete your counting, write down just one word describing how you feel. Watch how that word changes over the 7 days. The second mind exercise that will transform your memory is called memory tracing. This practice comes from my own master, who taught it to me when I was only 15 years old and struggling to remember my daily lessons. He sat me down one evening as the sun was setting behind the monastery walls and said something I'll never forget. "Young Hanzo, a mind that remembers small things will never lose the big things, but a mind that ignores the details of today will eventually lose the treasures of yesterday." He taught me this beautiful practice, and now I'm passing it on to you. Every night, exactly 30 minutes before you plan to sleep, sit quietly in a comfortable chair. Turn off all distractions. No television, no phone, no music. Close your eyes and become the director of your own personal movie. Replay your entire day, moment by moment, like you're editing a film of your life. But here's the crucial part. You must replay it slowly, savoring each scene instead of rushing through. Begin with the very first moment you opened your eyes this morning. What did you see? What were your first thoughts? Did sunlight filter through your curtains, or was the room still dark? How did your body feel as you stretched and awakened? Then move forward step by step. What did you do first after waking? Did you immediately check your phone, or did you lie still for a moment? When you got up, which foot touched the floor first? What was the temperature of the room against your skin? Continue this gentle journey through your morning routine. What did you see when you looked in the bathroom mirror? How did the water feel when you washed your face? What did you choose for breakfast, and why? Can you remember the taste, the texture, the warmth or coolness? Move through your entire day this way. Who did you speak with? What words did they say that stood out to you? Where did you walk? What sounds did you hear? Birds singing, cars passing, children laughing. What emotions visited you throughout the day? When did you feel peaceful? When did you feel rushed or stressed? I remember when I first started this practice, my mind felt like a broken camera. I could barely remember what I had for lunch, let alone the details of conversations or the colors of flowers I'd passed. My master would ask me, "What did the morning air smell like?" and I would stare at him blankly. But he encouraged me to keep trying. Don't worry about perfection, he would say. Worry about paying attention. Each day you practice memory tracing, you're teaching your brain that life is worth remembering. At first, your mind will skip like a scratched record. You'll forget entire conversations. You may get bored or frustrated. Your thoughts will drift to tomorrow's worries or yesterday's regrets. But if you gently return to your tracing, something magical begins to happen. Your memory starts to wake up like a flower opening to sunlight. You begin to notice details during the day because you know you'll be revisiting them at night. Your brain starts recording life more vividly because it knows you care about remembering. Let me tell you about Helen, a 72-year-old retired teacher who was devastated because she couldn't remember her students' names anymore. She felt like she was losing pieces of herself every day. After just 2 weeks of memory tracing, she called me with excitement. "Master Hanzo, I remembered the exact conversation I had with my neighbor 3 days ago, word for word. I even remembered what color sweater she was wearing." This gentle tracing strengthens the hippocampus, the seahorse-shaped part of your brain that creates and stores memories. Modern neuroscience confirms what my master knew decades ago. When you regularly practice remembering, your brain builds stronger pathways for memory formation. Over time, you'll discover that details that used to disappear now stick with you effortlessly. Faces become clearer, names come back more easily, important dates and moments return to you with vivid clarity. Your memory becomes your trusted friend instead of your frustrating enemy. If you fall asleep during memory tracing, don't worry. It means you're calm and relaxed. That's actually wonderful for your brain. Simply promise yourself that tomorrow night, you'll try again. Remember, routine is stronger than talent. These tiny actions, done consistently every day, build a mind that stays vibrantly alive for years to come. Are you ready for the third exercise that will sharpen your awareness and keep your mind young? Let's continue this journey together. The third mind exercise is called observation walking, and it will revolutionize how you see the world around you. Most people think walking is just for the body, but I'm going to show you how walking can be one of the most powerful brain exercises you'll ever do. Let me share a story about Robert, an 81-year-old man who felt like his world had become gray and boring. He walked the same route every day for exercise, but he told me, "Master Hanzo, I feel like I'm sleepwalking through life. Everything looks the same. Nothing surprises me anymore." I taught Robert the practice I'm about to teach you, and within 2 weeks, he called me with the excitement of a child. "You won't believe what I discovered today. There's a family of cardinals that's been living in the oak tree I pass every day. How did I never notice them before? And the way the morning light hits the windows of the blue house, it's like watching a painting come alive." Here's exactly what I taught Robert, and what I do every morning after my tea ceremony. I step outside, even if it's just into my small garden or onto my front steps, and I walk slowly for at least 10 minutes. But I don't walk like most people do, letting my mind wander into a fog of worries about tomorrow or regrets about yesterday. Instead, I transform my walk into a treasure hunt for my brain. I train my eyes and all my senses to discover 3 completely new things each time I venture out. This isn't as easy as it sounds, and that's exactly what makes it so powerful for your mind. Maybe today I notice how a spider has built her web in the corner of my fence, each strand catching dewdrops like tiny diamonds. Tomorrow I might see that a small wildflower has pushed up through a crack in the sidewalk, showing me nature's incredible determination. The next day, I observe how the wind moves different types of leaves in completely different ways. Some flutter like butterflies, others wave like hands saying hello. The secret is to become a detective of beauty, a scientist of wonder. Look for things that are different from yesterday. Notice how shadows fall at different angles as the seasons change. Watch how people walk, the elderly gentleman who tips his hat, the young mother who points out squirrels to her toddler, the teenager who walks with music in her steps. Listen with new ears, too. Can you distinguish between the call of a robin and the call of a cardinal? What about the different sounds that various cars make? The rhythm of different people's footsteps? The way wind sounds different when it moves through pine trees versus oak trees. This practice might sound simple, but it creates profound changes in your brain. When you actively seek new details, you're exercising what neuroscientists call selective attention and cognitive flexibility, two crucial abilities that keep your mind sharp and adaptable. You're also practicing what Buddhists call beginner's mind, the ability to see familiar things with fresh eyes, as if encountering them for the first time. This prevents your brain from falling into automatic pilot mode, where days blur together in a haze of routine. But here's something truly remarkable. This practice doesn't just sharpen your mind, it fills your heart with wonder. When you start noticing the intricate details of the world around you, you begin to feel more connected to life itself. Colors seem brighter, sounds become more interesting, and you rediscover the curiosity that made you feel so alive when you were young. If you can't walk outside due to weather or physical limitations, don't worry. Open your window and spend 5 minutes looking out with the intensity of an explorer discovering a new continent. Or walk slowly through your own home, really seeing it as if you're visiting for the first time. What details have you stopped noticing? What small beauties have become invisible through familiarity? The secret isn't where you walk or what you look at. It's how you pay attention. When you bring full awareness to whatever you're observing, the ordinary world reveals its extraordinary secrets. Your mind is like a candle flame. If you don't protect it and feed it, it will dim and eventually go out. But these small daily discoveries, the spider's web, the wildflower, the way wind dances with leaves, they're like adding fresh wax to your candle. They keep the flame of curiosity burning bright. Make this promise to yourself. For the next 7 days, during your walk or your window observation time, you'll become a collector of wonders. Keep a small notebook in your pocket and write down the 3 new things you notice each day. At the end of the week, read through your discoveries. You'll be amazed at how much beauty and interest exists in the world you thought you already knew completely. Are you ready for the 4th and final mind exercise that will complete your daily practice? This last one might surprise you, because it's going to heal your heart while it sharpens your mind. The 4th mind exercise is called gratitude speaking, and it holds the power to transform not just your memory and focus, but your entire relationship with life itself. You might wonder, Master Hanzo, how can saying thank you make my brain work better? Let me explain with a story that will open your eyes to the hidden science of appreciation. I once knew a bitter old man named Frank who came to me at age 78. His wife had passed away, his children rarely visited, and his mind was trapped in a prison of resentment and regret. Life has been unfair to me, he would say. There's nothing left to be happy about. Frank's negative thinking had become like acid, slowly eating away at his mental clarity. He couldn't concentrate, his memory was foggy, and he slept poorly because his mind churned with angry thoughts all night long. I taught Frank this gratitude-speaking practice, and at first he resisted fiercely. I'm not going to pretend everything is wonderful when it's not, he protested. But I explained something that changed his perspective. Frank, I'm not asking you to pretend. I'm asking you to look for what is working in your life, no matter how small. Your brain needs this nourishment to heal. Here's the exact practice I taught Frank, and what I do every single morning after my silent counting and my observation walk. I sit quietly in my favorite chair, place my hands gently on my heart, and speak out loud 3 things I'm genuinely grateful for. But here's the crucial difference that makes this practice so powerful. I don't just recite a quick list like I'm checking items off a grocery list. Instead, I speak each gratitude slowly and thoughtfully, as if I'm sharing a precious secret with my dearest friend. For example, instead of quickly saying, I'm grateful for my health, I might say, I am deeply grateful for these strong legs that have carried me faithfully through 70 years of adventures. They've walked me through forests and cities, up mountains and down beaches. Even now, they support me every day without complaint, and I honor their faithful service. Or instead of a simple, I'm grateful for my home, I might say, I am grateful for this warm shelter that protects me from storms and gives me a peaceful place to rest. These walls have witnessed my laughter and my tears, and they've kept me safe through countless nights. In a world where many have no home, I treasure this sanctuary. When you speak your gratitude out loud with this kind of detail and emotion, something remarkable happens in your brain. The words don't just float away into the air, they become imprinted in your neural pathways. Your brain literally records these positive thoughts and begins to look for more evidence of goodness in your life. Neuroscientists have discovered that regular gratitude practice actually rewires your brain for positivity. It strengthens the prefrontal cortex, which controls decision-making and emotional regulation. It increases activity in the hypothalamus, which regulates stress hormones. It even boosts production of dopamine and serotonin, your brain's natural happiness chemicals. But perhaps most importantly for your memory and mental sharpness, gratitude practice reduces cortisol, the stress hormone that literally shrinks the hippocampus, your brain's memory center. When you regularly practice gratitude, you're protecting your memory from the damaging effects of chronic stress and negative thinking. Frank was skeptical for the first few days, but he kept his promise to try the practice for 1 week. By day 4, something shifted. He called me and said, "Master Hanzo, the strangest thing happened. I was sitting in my chair this morning, and I actually felt grateful for the sunlight coming through my window. I can't remember the last time I noticed how beautiful sunlight can be." By the end of the month, Frank's entire demeanor had transformed. His memory was sharper, his sleep was deeper, and, most remarkably, his children had started calling more often. "Dad seems different," his daughter told me. "He's become someone we actually enjoy talking to again." You see, when you practice gratitude daily, your mind stops wasting precious energy on anger, resentment, and fear. This mental energy is then freed up for the important work of memory formation, creative thinking, and problem solving. Your thoughts become clearer because they're not clouded by negativity. Here's how to start your own gratitude speaking practice. Choose a specific time each day. I recommend morning after your other exercises, when your mind is calm and receptive. Sit comfortably, take 3 deep breaths, and speak your gratitudes with genuine feeling. Start small if you need to. Maybe you're grateful for the coffee that warms your hands, the pillow that cushioned your sleep, or the fact that your heart is still beating steadily in your chest. The size of the gratitude doesn't matter. What matters is the sincerity with which you express it. If you're going through a particularly difficult time and gratitude feels impossible, start with your basic life functions. I am grateful that my lungs continue to breathe without me having to think about it. Or, I am grateful that my eyes can still see color and light. These fundamental appreciations can anchor you when everything else feels uncertain. As you practice this daily, you'll notice your brain becoming more skilled at spotting the good things in your life. You'll start appreciating small moments. A kind word from a stranger, the taste of your first sip of tea, the way your pet looks at you with pure love. Your life doesn't have to change for you to feel richer. Your perception changes, and that transforms everything. So now, my dear friend, you hold the complete map for adding 10 more vibrant, clear-minded years to your life. Silent counting to calm your racing thoughts and build laser-sharp focus. Memory tracing to keep your precious memories vivid and accessible. Observation, walking to stay present, aware, and constantly learning. Gratitude, speaking to clear away the mental fog and fill your mind with clarity and joy. These 4 practices take no money, require no special equipment, and need only 30 minutes of your day. But they will repay you with mental clarity, emotional calm, restful sleep, and a life that feels truly worth living. But before I leave you today, I want to share one final truth that could change everything for you. My friend, I've spent 40 years studying the secrets of the mind, and I've learned something that most people never discover. The secret to living longer isn't hidden in some distant monastery or locked away in expensive treatments. The secret lies in the small, quiet choices you make each morning when you wake up. Your mind doesn't care about the number on your birth certificate. It doesn't count the wrinkles on your face or the gray in your hair. Your mind only cares about one thing: how you treat it today. When Margaret first came to me at 89, feeling hopeless about her fading memory, I told her something that shocked her family. Age is not your enemy. Neglect is your enemy. And starting today, we're going to end that neglect forever. Every morning when you open your eyes, you have a choice. You can let your mind drift through another day on autopilot, slowly losing its sharpness and vitality. Or you can choose to give it what it's been hungering for: silence to calm its chatter, gentle memories to strengthen its pathways, fresh observations to keep it curious, and grateful words to fill it with light. These gifts cost absolutely nothing in money, but they require something more valuable: your commitment to yourself, your belief that you deserve 10 more good years, your willingness to invest just 30 minutes a day in the most important relationship you'll ever have, the relationship with your own mind. I want you to make this sacred promise to yourself right now. For the next 7 days, you will do these 4 exercises with me. Write them on a small piece of paper in your own handwriting. Keep it near your bed where you'll see it first thing each morning. Make this commitment as important as taking your vitamins or eating your meals. Day 1. Silent counting from 1 to 100 with deep breaths. Day 2. Add memory tracing for 5 minutes before sleep. Day 3. Include a 10-minute observation walk. Day 4. Complete the practice with gratitude speaking. Days 5, 6, and 7. Continue all 4 exercises and notice the changes. And when you feel the difference, when your thoughts become clearer, your memories sharper, your days more peaceful, I want you to come back here and share your experience. Tell us what you discovered about yourself. Your story will light the path for someone else who's sitting where you are right now, wondering if it's too late to reclaim their mental sharpness. Because here's what I know after 4 decades of teaching these practices: it's never too late. Your brain is waiting for you to wake it up. Your memory is waiting for you to strengthen it. Your mind is waiting for you to fall in love with life again. If my words have touched something deep in your heart today, please share this message with someone you love who needs to hear it. Give them the gift of hope. Show them that their best mental years don't have to be behind them. They can be ahead of them. Subscribe to Walk This Path with me, Monk Hanzo, as we protect our minds, nurture our memories, and claim our right to live with clarity and joy for many years to come. The young trees bend with every wind, but the old trees that have deep roots stand strong through any storm. Let these 4 practices become your roots. Let them anchor you in wisdom, clarity, and unshakable peace. Stay strong, stay awake, and remember, your mind is waiting for you to love it back to life. Start tomorrow morning. Your future self will thank you for this gift. May you live 10 more brilliant years, and many, many more after that.